Good morning, students. Today we will start another topic in service marketing. That is the 7 P's of service marketing or 7 P's of service marketing mix. In the previous class, we have studied about what are the features, essential features, characteristics of services. Under that, we have studied it is intangibility, it is heterogeneous nature of services, it is inseparability feature of services, and the perishability feature of services. In today's class, we will be studying about the 7 P's. This concept of 7 P's, it came into existence in 1981. Before that, in 1960, E.J. McCarthy coined a concept of 4 P's for marketing mix. He considered these are the main points which a marketer should aim at while creating the marketing mix for products. And it included product, price, place, promotion. But with the advent of more service industry, growth of more service sector, it was felt that the 4 P's of product, of goods were not doing justice with the service. Since the goods and services are different, in 1981, Booms and Bittner updated this concept of 4 P's of marketing mix and coined another terminology, that is 7 P's of service marketing mix. Apart from the 4 P's of goods, that is product, price, place, promotion, another 3 P's were added. That was people, process, and physical evidence. In today's class, we will start with the explanation of all the 7 P's of service marketing mix. Okay. First P is product. When we say product in goods, the product is tangible, it is homogeneous, it is separable. The production and consumption is separable. You can see the product, touch the product, feel the product. The same product for all customers will be same. The same goods for all customers will be same. In quality, in features, and other things, in prices. And the production and consumption of goods need not be at one place, it is separable. Different places can happen. But services, due to their peculiar characteristics, features, that is intangibility, that is heterogeneous nature, this inseparable nature. Intangible means we cannot see or touch a service, but we can only feel the service, only get an idea how the service is after consuming the service. It is heterogeneous in nature, means the same service, even if it is given to 10 different people, the perception level or the service quality received by these 10 different people will be different. The satisfaction levels will be different. And inseparable means the service provider and the consumer, the service receiver, has to be at one place. That means the production and consumption of services has to be simultaneously. So this is also something we have to remember. So these peculiar features creates problem for the marketer, service marketer, to market its services to the customers. What the marketer can do? The marketer can opt for customization, make tailor-made services. As per your requirement, you can get your services. Okay, you can design the product mix, service product mix according to the requirements of the customer, tailor-made. But what happens? This also has a loophole. If you do over customization of a service, it creates problems. How come? Because when you over customize a service, you cannot have a standard delivery way. Okay, you cannot deliver in a standard way all the services because it is customized. So with each customization, the delivery may change. The type of delivery may change. Second thing, what is problem is the advertising of that service is difficult, because since the service that is offered to different customers, has different features, different uses, okay, and satisfies the different needs of the customers. It becomes difficult for the marketer to highlight all these things in the same advertising. So it is also difficult for a marketer, service marketer or service organization to come up with different advertising for different service offerings. So higher customization will also create problem to the marketer. Apart from this, what happens? The quality of the product may be different. Suppose somebody is receiving a very high customized product service, that person will be very happy, will be more satisfied, and the person who is not receiving the service, receiving a standard service, is not much customized, he or she may not be satisfied with the service. So over customization helps the service marketer in designing the service product in a much more proper way, so that the customers can differentiate it from the competitors, and it is easier to sell it to the customers. But what the problem arises is over customization also creates problem to the marketer. Okay, so this thing has to be kept in mind while customizing the service product. Here I will give you an example what is about a service product. Suppose we take the example of a salon. The same salon has different products. It is hair cutting, shaving, facial, or other kind of massages that has been given in salons. So this is the complete product mix of a service organization, that is a hair salon. So now we have understood what is a product and services. It includes the core benefit that the customers are receiving, and this core benefit should be able to satisfy the needs of the customers. Okay, this is the first. Out of the 7, this is the first. Now coming to second, that is price. Price. What is price? Price is something, the amount that the customer is going to pay for the services. It includes the willingness and ability to pay also. But it generally means the amount that the customer is ready to pay in order to avail the service offer of the service organization. Here there is a difference between pricing of goods and services. Again, because in goods you can add the cost of production, advertising, distribution, everything, and finally can come up with a number, and to this you can add particular profit you want to receive or get, and then come up with the final price. Okay, but in services it is not so much. Okay, in services, apart from the product, there is another intangible ingredient attached. I will give an example of that later. First, let us understand what are the things that should be kept in mind while pricing of services. First is market share. How much market share the service organization has? The larger the market share, we are the one of the biggest market shareholders, then the pricing will be different. If there are a new company entering, there are very small market share, their pricing will be different. Then coming to the level of competition, how far that service is able to meet the competition, what are the number of competitors, what are the pricing. This will also be one of the factors that affect the pricing of the services. Apart from that, the material cost of services. In order to deliver the service to the customer, what are the costs that is being incurred, accrued by the company? These are coming under material cost of services. Obviously, if the material cost changes, it will have an direct impact on the prices. And also the service brand, how big the service brand is. If it's a very big service brand, like if you take banking, SBI is a very, State Bank of India is a very big, having a big brand of loyalty, trust. So their service offering will be different from a new private bank entering into the business. Okay, so the pricing will be different. And finally, what is the customer's perceived service? How much service the customer perceives he will get? That is very important. If the customer perceives that by taking or availing the services from a particular service organization, the satisfaction level is more, the perception of service is good, then the prices they can pay, they are ready to pay higher prices for this. But when they don't have a proper perception of the customer service, they are not satisfied or they have ambiguous ideas. So in that conditions, when the perception of service quality is not very clear, the pricing will be accordingly changed. Let me give you an example of how pricing happens in a service sector. Suppose we take the example of a restaurant. What happens in a restaurant? When you are going to pay the money for the restaurant, your bill consists not only of the prices of the food, okay, but also the ambience, the cleanliness, the decor, the interior arrangement, the sitting arrangement, the lighting, all these things come into play. Because if not only the food, if these things change, the pricing will change. I'll give an example, like if you go to a very fine restaurant, posh restaurant, it will be dim lighting, sitting will be very good, all the people will be having uniforms, the menu cards will be very good. So you will feel that okay, they are taking charging more because this is the ambience, there will be atmosphere will be very cool because there will be central AC and the food quality will be of better quality and you will be more satisfied with the fine restaurant. But when the same thing is available, if you take an example of a small restaurant, okay, catering to normal people, not posh people, not rich people. So they will not be having good ambience, they may not be having good sitting arrangement, or the staff may not be having uniforms. Okay, all these things, what happens, it creates the perception in your mind, the quality of services will be lesser in the smaller restaurant as compared to a fine restaurant. So this is the thing, this is the way, not only the cost of the food, but also other intangible elements happens. This creates the differences in price. Okay, this is the second P, that is price. The third is place. Place. Place refers to the location where the service can be delivered or can be availed. This refers to the location. And this location should be as per the convenience of the customer. Then only you will avail the services. Companies are coming with ideas in order to make the service more accessible to the customers. Otherwise, it will create a problem. What happens? The services is something which you cannot transport. Is something which you cannot store. Is something that is inseparable. Okay, the perishable renting also place, you cannot be stored, it cannot be transported because it does not have a physical form, and also due to this inseparability, the production and consumption has to happen simultaneously. So this causes problem for a service organization while deciding the place mix of services. Inseparability makes it very impossible for the service organization. How does it make it impossible for the service organization? Because in goods, you can produce the goods where the cost of raw materials is low. You can set up your plant there. And also sell in places where the demand for your particular products is more. Because the demand and because the production and consumption are separable, you can produce in one place and sell it in a place where the demand is more. That is possible in case of products. In case of goods, but in case of services, it is not possible. You cannot make the service, generate the service where the costs are low, and not only you can, since you cannot transport, you cannot sell the service where the demand of the service is low. So this is creating a problem. This is hampering the satisfaction level of the people, because they are not able to get the service as and when needed. Let me give an example of place. A place example will be, if you take example of a fine industry, again we take example of fine industry. If the location of the fine industry is of utmost utility, utmost importance, because if you having a fine industry in a commercial busy street, where a lot of traffic is already present in the market, where a lot of people are visiting that commercial street, busy street, the chances of people actually visiting the hotel or visiting the restaurant to get that services is more, as compared to having that same fine hotel in a rural area where they may not be interested to pay so much for the services which is being charged by a fine restaurant. Okay, even though the quality of the service is very high, people may not be willing to avail those services at that place. So, in service offering, while giving a service offering, providing a service offering, we have to see the place where we can provide the service offering, where we can deliver the service offering, and accordingly, the service organization has to decide the place mix of the services. Now, apart from these three P's, then another P that is known as promotion. Promotion is nothing but the communication mix used by the marketers in order to inform the customers about their product or services, their features, prices, location where they can get it. Yes, sir? So these things is coming under promotion. Okay, the promotion, when we say promotion mix, here also there is a difference between product and services. But majorly in service we use four kind of promotion or communication mix. That is, first is advertising, second is sales promotion, third is publicity, and the fourth will be word of mouth. Okay, these are the four major communication vehicles that is used for promoting the service organization uses. When we say advertising, the advertising is formed in such a way so that the customer can understand the full scope of the service, the needs that the service will be satisfied. All these things can be known by going through the advertisement. Suppose we take the advertisement of ICICI, like some packaging. So what that will, you need to be able to sustain yourself even in your after retiring. So, if you invest in our bank, if you keep money in our bank, invest in the various plans and investment ideas, plans we have, schemes we have, you will have a secure future. Okay. So the advertising should conveys the need which the customer wants and how to satisfy the need of the customers. Then we come to sales promotion. Sales promotion are the techniques which are used in order to boost the sales of services. It may be some introductory offers, it may be some trial offers. A lot of companies use trial offers, salons, spas, okay, tourist destinations, all these things, tourism, all these things, travel companies, all these things they use this sales promotion to improve their, boost their sales of services. Then when it comes to publicity, this is also being used in order to explain about the service to the people. People are coming to know because of publicity how far the service is going to satisfy our needs, will cater to our needs. And apart from that, the last is word of mouth. Word of mouth is nothing but the judgments, value judgments, the perceptions the people have regarding this service. Again, the word of mouth can be positive or negative. Positive word of mouth helps the company to grow at a faster rate. Okay, even since in services, the people are not using this, cannot know the service quality before using it. A positive word of mouth will be really helpful for them to get more service orders. Okay. So here what we need to remember is that all these four platforms ways: advertising, sales promotion, word of mouth, publicity. All of this can be individually used to promote a service, or a combination of this, a cross mix of these communication vehicles can also be used in order to promote the services. Let me give an example where a cross mix of this communication mix is used. Example is a film promotion. In a film, movie or film promotion, they can go for advertising, they can give trailers, video ads, print ads, they can give advertisements. They can have this publicity. For publicity, they may go to popular TV shows like Kapil Sharma or other shows to promote their film publicly. Okay, have events in malls and other places in order to boost the interest for the service. Okay, by giving challenges and other things through internet. They can also go for word of mouth, a positive word of mouth. Once the film releases, how the film is, how are the actors and the directors and how the music is, and if all these things are good, then there is a genuine desire of people to go and watch the movie. So while promoting a movie, a cross mix of communication is used to promote the service. Okay, this thing is something you have to remember. Apart from this, you have to see that this high level of negative word of mouth will be difficult for the service organization. How? Because if the lot of negative word of mouth is there, then people will not purchase the service, will not avail the service. Because in services, the perceived risk is more. You have to understand what the concept of perceived risk. What is perceived risk? Perceived risk means the risk people perceive. Because in services, you need to consume the service in order to understand how far is the service standard, how far is the service quality, or whether the service offering satisfies your needs or not. In case of services, there is a risk associated that if I avail the service and the service is of not acceptable quality, it does not satisfy my needs, then why should I waste my money? When the service offering is cheap, it's a small thing, it doesn't matter. But where the service offering is very costly, if you go for education, if you go for investment, financial investment, in mutual fund and other schemes. So, in these cases, if you go for healthcare services, in these cases, these are services, if you avail these services, and if you avail wrong services from wrong service providers, those will not cater to your needs. If you are due, if you are facing problems and the satisfaction level is not right, then a lot of risk is there. So people always try to reduce this perceived risk, and one of them is having, what are the ways of reducing this perceived risk? Is one having positive word of mouth. You can have a positive word of mouth, because a positive word of mouth gives an idea that so many people have already availed this service and the service of certain quality, and there is no problem in the service or that is being delivered. It is being delivered in a proper way and it satisfies the needs of the customer. So this positive word of mouth boosts the sales of the people and reduces this perceived. Another thing what you can do, you can have a strong service brand. When you have a stronger service brand, selling of services becomes easier and the perceived risk will be more. Like I said in previous examples, if you take the example of a good banking company, SBI, or in private it is HDFC. So if you are going to invest your money in this bank, since they are very big, strong service brands, the level of perceived risk will be low in comparison to smaller brands. Okay. Another thing you can do is try to push people for trial use. You avail this service, the customers can avail this service in a trial period of time, where they will trial the service, see how far the service is keeping the promises, delivering on the promises. It is important. So this can also be done by trial use of services. Urban Clap is a company that does it. What it happens in Urban Clap, they have this various schemes where introductory schemes is there, where you can avail the service in introductory offer, or the first service is free. So this gives an opportunity for the customers to avail the services, to know the services before purchasing them. Once they are satisfied, they will obviously come for repeat purchases. So in this way, promotion of services is being done. Now coming to another, apart from this 4 P's, there are 5th P, that is people. People is one of the essential ingredients of a service offering, of a service organization, because these are the people, these are the persons who will actually deliver the service to the customer. And if we don't have the right people, then our delivery of the service offer will be greatly hampered. And if it is not delivered in a proper way, obviously the satisfaction will go down. People will not be interested to buy our service offer. So what we need to do, what the service organizer has to do, has to recruit the right people to deliver the services. Not only recruit the right people, but also provide training appropriately to them, train them appropriately. Because if the training is not up to the mark, then they will not be able to deliver the service as per the benchmarks, as per the needs of the service organization. And the service organization will not be able to provide the same level of customer satisfaction. Okay, so this is very important. People are very important while giving this service to the customers. Things which we have to keep in mind while giving these services is what is the interpersonal skills of the people, what is the attitude of the people, how is the service knowledge of the services of the people, whether they are having all knowledge about the services, they are able to explain the services completely without any doubts to the customers. This is also very important. Why this is important? Because by keeping these people in mind, based on these customers make value judgments about the service quality. Like in the previous example I have said, and if you go to a fine restaurant, if you look at the people serving the food, the waiters, they have a uniform, they are very clean and they are very dynamic, and the service is very prompt, you feel okay, the service is of good quality. Even though you have still not have the food or eaten the food, you still get an idea or perceive that the service will be of good quality. Because it is the people who deliver the services and you see them and you are impressed by that. You create a perception. But if you go to a smaller hotel, a small place or eatery, what happens? They don't have, the people are not well dressed, there is no proper ambience and other things. So you feel that okay, the service may not be of the proper quality. So people plays a very important role in delivering the services. So this is very important. Basing on these people only, we can make value judgment, these customers. So these people are very important in giving the services to the customers. So these forms an important part of the service marketing. Apart from people, another thing is process. System is process. Process means the system by which we can provide the service to the customers. Okay, the system that we can use to provide the service to the customers. What do we mean by the system? It is the tried and tested formula by which the service can be given to the customers, delivered to the customers without any fault. Because this, depending on the process, people also have this perception value judgments. And those people who are very loyal to the company, has been in the company, availing the services of the company from a longer period of time, they will be able to understand once there is a difference in the process, they will be understand whether the service quality has increased or the service quality has decreased. So process also plays a very important role in the service marketing mix. If you see, like I give an example, Domino's is an example. Here not only the pizza, that is the goods, apart from the pizza, the services also plays an important role. Because there is a process in which this pizza will be delivered within 30 minutes at your place. So they are following a very strict formula, strict system of process, delivering the pizza to your doorstep within 30 minutes. So they have an established process, something which consistently repeats itself. There are no flaws, no mistakes in the delivery. So you are satisfied, you know the service quality will be more. In order to improve the process, we can go and make blueprints. What are blueprints of services? What is service blueprinting? In service blueprinting, we make a flow chart of the complete service delivery process. We see how far the places where the customer and the service organization encounters each other, come face to face. What are the various places, problem points where the problem arises, or potential places where the problem can arise, and how we can make effective steps in order to remove those problem areas and make our process more streamlined, more error-free, more that is appealing to the customers and satisfying the needs of the customers in a more proper way. So this comes under process. And finally, the seventh P is physical evidence. Physical evidence. Physical evidence refers to the proof that the service quality is of a particular the service of a particular quality. It allows the customer to create this value judgments and perception regarding the service quality, this physical evidence. For that reason only, the physical evidence is one of the most important part of service marketing. What happens here in physical evidence? If you go for a good healthcare service, if you want to go for a nursing to have a operation, then you see the way the hospital is, the ambience, the nurses, the doctors, the ward boys, the reception, the billing, the overall equipment that is being used. All these things give an idea that the service which I will be receiving will be of such quality. Similarly, if you go and avail plane tickets, what they are availing here? They are availing the transportation from point A to point B. Since the transportation is not visible to your eyes, as healthcare was not visible in the previous example, yet transportation is not visible. So how they can give physical evidence about the service quality, that you will be given proper service quality, is by showing the beautiful plane, the interiors, the people who will be giving the services, the air hostess, the pilots, their uniforms, the food they will be giving, all these things, these advertisements telling you, giving you physical evidence, or the testimonials giving you the physical evidence that the service that you are going to receive will be of a good quality. So this physical evidence plays a lot of importance. Since I have already discussed that there is a perceived risk, customers are having a perceived risk, what happens? This perceived risk also reduces due to this physical evidence. Since you already have evidence in front of your eyes stating that this is the things available, this is the way they are delivering the service, and since they are top notch, the service they will be rendering to me will be also top notch, will be of the utmost of highest quality. So these things share the perception of the customer regarding the service offering. There are various ways things are used to give physical evidence. It may be the buildings, the way the buildings are, the equipments, the uniforms, okay, the logos, the brochures, the signage, the company's websites, all these things together, when they come together, they provide physical evidence to the customer stating that the service they are going to receive will be of top-notch quality and there is no risk in availing those services. Okay, these are the 7 P's of service marketing things. Okay, I will be sending you the notes digitally. Go through that. If you have any problems, contact me. Okay, stay at home, prepare for examination. Thank you.